People are trying to figure out, why is the music industry dying out?
Everything has changed. The music industry has shifted the standard all the way. You feel like this is low effort, low energy from him?
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of music this year has been low effort,
Yeah,
low
for
energy.
real.
We have not had any club smashes, no real, outside of the Clips album, you know what I'm saying? They had an incredible rollout. That definitely has been the most talked about thing this summer, but there has not been any real club smashes from a DJ standpoint. Like, music is boring as hell and everything is repetitive.
The agenda was not to get the youth more sexualized, to send niggas through the rap to prison pipeline. The agenda was the rap fatigue that we all are experiencing.
Have you noticed how fast rap music disappear now? A song drops Friday, right? Everybody reposts it Saturday. By the following Thursday, nobody can remember a single lyric because they didn't leave anything behind. There was nothing to hold on to. Like holding on to your partner while riding a motorcycle. No story that actually stayed with you on the drive home. Like a perfectly good first date that went well with your crush. No bar that rewired how you saw something. Just a beat, a vibe, and then another one. And another one. And then another one. And at some point, you stop and think, when's the last time a rap music actually made me feel something that I didn't already feel before I hit play? That question, it's spreading. It's spreading quietly across comment sections, group chats, car rides, where somebody finally says out loud what everyone has already been thinking. And what they're saying is, I'm just tired. I'm not tired of rap music or the culture, but of whatever this has become.
At the end of the day, music means virtually nothing. The value is almost zero. At one point, you have to go to a store, you would buy vinyl. Then you have to buy a cassette. Then you have to buy a CD. Then you could download music onto an MP3 player. Now you don't even download music. It's all about streaming. You don't even own the music. You're paying for permission. If it goes down tomorrow, Spotify, Apple Music, done. You have no music. And now we're at a point where you don't listen to the whole song. You go to TikTok, you listen to 15 seconds of the song, you decide if it's good or not, and that's it. So then when you have artists that the hottest part of the song is in the first 20 seconds of the song, whose fault is that?
The Cardi B song, it was cool, but people gravitated to that song, number one, because of the drama of her and Offset and the slugs that she was shooting to her Offset. But outside of that, the song really ain't sticking. Ain't nobody talking about that. They talking about that song for maybe 2 weeks. It did its thing on TikTok, and then that was it. Like, nobody's talking about it no more. The Glorilla song, it was cool. I liked it. You know what I'm saying? Women liked it, but it was cool from a TikTok standpoint. And it's a slower paced song. You play that later on in the club when, you know what I'm saying, you getting ready to slow things down, but that song, I don't consider that a smash. Break songs are not sticking. Let's keep it real. That What Did I Miss? It was cool, but you're not going to play that during prime time in the club. You're just not going to do that. It's sad, man. It's honestly depressing. If Beat King was still alive, this would not be happening. I swear.
It's not an accident. There are people that are behind this. There's a system, and it's working exactly how it's designed. I'm not going to give you a full history lesson because obviously you don't need one. You got that while you were in school. You just need to remember or learn for the first time what rap was actually for. It was a microphone for people who didn't have one. Block parties in the Bronx, street corners in Watts, places where the news didn't show up unless something was burning. And in those places, people figured out that if no one was going to tell their story, they'd tell it themselves. Over a beat, in their own words, with whatever they had. Like empty old cans that you found in the alley and cardboard box cereals that you found. And guess what? It worked because it was real. The lyrics came from lived experiences. You could hear the apartment in the verse. You could hear the block. Rappers weren't performing struggle. They were documenting it. And women, they were there from the start. MC Lyte, Queen Latifah, Lauryn Hill, building the genre alongside the men, talking about identity, respect, womanhood, not as a niche, but as a foundation. Even when rap crossed over, when it hit MTV, when labels came calling, the core held. For a while though, the stories were still real. The voices still belonged to someone. But the minute the industry realized that it could sell, That's when the clock started ticking. Here's what happened. And it happened slowly enough that most people didn't even notice until it was already done. Labels looked at rap and saw a gold mine. And the first thing they did was figure out what moved units. Aggression sold. More aggression. Sex appeal sold. More skin. Controversy. Manufacture it. And year by year, the range of what rap was supposed to be, it started to shrink. Because the things that they had to say weren't on the approved list. The men got funneled into one lane. Money, violence, dominance. The women into another. Body, sex, provocation. And if you colored outside those lines, you existed. But the playlist, it didn't find you. The algorithm, it didn't push you. The labels, they didn't return your calls. So a genre that once contained multitude, grief, joy, rage, and tenderness, politics and parties got reduced to about 4 topics on rotation. Money, sex, ops, flex, repeat.
Nobody puts out good music anymore. We are in the biggest musical dry spell I've seen in my entire life. And before you sit here and say, Tate McRae, Sabrina Carpenter, no. In the fall of 2018, we had the greatest run of new music coming out that I've ever seen. We had Astroworld. We had this Tory Lanez album, which has no skips, Free Tory. We had Drip Too Hard and Never Recovered by Lil Baby and Gunna, which are 2 absolute bangers. We had this Metro album, which is a classic. We had a Meek Mill album. We had Mo Bamba. And if you were in college for the peak of Mo Bamba, it was the most electric thing of all time. If you're saying, okay, great, the fall of 2018, so what? Let's keep going. In 2015, 2016, Ray Shremmer were at their peak and they were unbelievable. We had Views, which if you're in your 20s, I'm 24, this album brings out the best memories of all time. Let's keep going back. In 2014, we had 2014 Forest Hills Drive, which is probably the greatest rap album of all time. 2013, we had Nothing Was the Same. 2012, we had Good Kid, Mad City. We've had so many great eras of music throughout the 2010s and the early 2020s. Early 2020s, we had Pop Smoke, Lil Baby, Juice WRLD, rest in peace. Just so many great artists came along and have produced absolute bangers.
I completely lost the feeling. I didn't even know how to do music no more. Like I'm chasing 6-7 now. I'm chasing My Way. I'm chasing Trap Queen. I'm trying to figure out like, yo, why do I got all these good hits, but I can't do no shows nowhere. I'm not getting booked. It seemed like they just burying me. Everybody forgot. We mentioned the 2020s and the 2010s and the 2015s. And it's like, wow, no Fetty Wap in there? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then you start to drown yourself more and more, you know what I'm saying? So prison just kind of like, you know, now, this time, don't chase nothing, reinvent yourself.
And here's where it gets worse. Because the formula didn't just limit what artists could say. It started changing what they wanted to say. Think about it. If every rapper who got pushed is rapping about the same 4 things, then every new artist coming up learns that those are the 4 things that matter. That's the curriculum. That's what success looks like. So they don't even try to say anything different because different was never rewarded. You stop getting artists who express themselves. You start getting artists who are optimizing. And you can hear it. You can feel it. A lot of modern rap don't sound performed anymore. It sounds uploaded. People used to memorize rap lyrics like Tupac, Changes, which I would listen to on my iPad while waiting at the bus stop, waiting for my bus to arrive. Whole verses. They debate bars in the cafeteria, rewind cassettes to catch a line that they miss. The music, it lived in your chest. Now, most songs are background noise for scrolling. You hear them through a phone speaker while you're doing something else. You skip after 15 seconds. You couldn't name the album if someone even asked you. And maybe that's why so many people keep going back to old playlists, because they miss hearing somebody that sounds human. And this is bigger than rap. Country music is going through it right now. Used to be heartbreak, hard labor, and real stories from real places. Now half the song sounds like a Mad Libs of truck, dirt roads, and the girl in cut-off shorts. Rock went through the same thing decades ago and never fully recovered. In corridos, traditional Mexican storytelling music, same cycle. They used to be songs about working class, about sorrow, love, and struggle. Now it's narcos, cartels, and murder on repeat. Same pattern, same hollowing out. When an industry figures out what sells, It stops investing in art and starts manufacturing products. The product doesn't need to mean anything. It just needs to perform. So when people say they're tired of rap, they're not tired of the genre. They're tired of the product that replaced it.
I'm telling you, we're not our parents. Like, baby boomers are the ones who kept y'all industry alive. Y'all used to cater everything to their movement, like to their generation. You didn't cater to us. Y'all literally sat here and done the same thing for years and thought that we were going to hang on tight. When the whole time we worried about money, baby. We ain't worried about spending it. And we don't watch a lot of TV like our parents did. We don't watch the BET Awards like that. We watch streaming, YouTube, and dang TikTok. So that's why it's not clicking to them. They wondering why they not getting the sales that they used to. We're not that generation. Y'all should have did a rebrand on the music industry, really on the way y'all get the music out. Because a lot of people don't really know about albums. They know about, streaming the music on Apple Music or Spotify. You get what I'm saying? So they keep trying to do it the old ways when the whole time, baby, we're not our parents. Like, y'all got to get that through y'all thick ass skull. We're not them. You got to understand we are a different generation.
If the same cycle keeps happening across genres, across decades, across culture, then it's not random. Someone is making decisions. Someone is profiting. So let's name them. It starts with the labels. Major labels don't sign artists anymore. They sign formulas. They reverse engineering what's charting and find someone who can replicate the sound. And once you're signed, they pick the single, they shape the image and decide which version of you the public gets to see. Your most honest song, the one that doesn't fit the playlist strategy, it sits on a hard drive forever. Then there are the algorithms. At least a radio DJ might take a chance on something unexpected. An algorithm never takes chances. It sees that a certain BPM hook structure gets 30 seconds of listen time before the skip, and it feeds you 40 more songs that sounds exactly the same like that. It doesn't reward originality. It rewards repetition. And after a while, everything starts to feel emotionally interchangeable. Song after song after song, and none of them land. Because the music stopped trying to reach you. Then there are the platforms. TikTok changed what a song even needs to be. You don't need a full track anymore. You need 15 seconds that loop well under a dance trend. That's the new unit of music. And when the goal is a viral moment instead of a meaningful song, why spend weeks crafting a verse when a hook with a trending sound gets you 5 million views by Thursday? Some songs today feel less like someone made them and more like someone successfully passed the content quality check. And some of the artists, I'll say it carefully because the machine is powerful and a lot of rappers are just trying to survive a system that wasn't built for them. But some aren't trapped in the formula. They are the formula. They said it themselves on camera. I don't rap for the art. I don't rap for the culture.
I rap for the dollar.
That's their right. But let's stop pretending that what they're making is the same thing this genre was built to be. It's a business decision wearing a microphone. And here's the thing that made me sit with this differently. Rap used to sound like somebody trying to escape something. Even when it was messy. Even when it was angry. Even when it was raw to the point where you were uncomfortable. But it sounded like someone was trying to get somewhere. A lot of modern rap sounds like people trying to protect the image they already built. That's the shift. Not louder to quieter. Not clean to dirty. From survival to maintenance. From let me out to don't touch my brand. And once you hear that difference, you can't unhear it. And then there's us. This is the uncomfortable one. Because every time we stream a song we know is empty, we're casting a vote. Every time we skip after 15 seconds but still add it to a playlist, the data logs that as a win. The labels aren't guessing what works. They're reading our behavior in real time. The fatigue, it's real, but the machine only runs because we keep feeding it. A mirror held to the world by people the world refused to look at. The fatigue is real. And the people checking out aren't haters. They're people who remember what this genre is capable of. And they're tired of settling for less. The parents worried about what their kids are absorbing. They're not overreacting. They're paying attention. So I'm not telling you what to listen to. I'm asking you to notice what's being pushed and to ask yourself, why? Why these messages? Why this formula? Why your kids know every word to a song that says absolutely nothing and have never heard of the artists that were saying everything? Because if we keep accepting the product, the industry will keep making it. And if the only version of rap the next generation ever knows is the hollowed out ones, no stories, no struggle, no soul, then we didn't just lose a genre, we lost a voice. It's been your girl Renee here. I'll see you guys in my next video.